Hello class 11, this is your chemistry class and we are discussing about chemical bonding. So let's continue the class. So today's class we will discuss about ionic and electrovalent bonds. So ionic bonds are formed by the electrostatic interaction between the positive ion and the negative ion, and that's why there is electrostatic force of attraction between the ions, and that's why ionic bonds are also termed as electrovalent bond. So what are the conditions, primary conditions that should be maintained for the formation of ionic bonds? There are two conditions for the formation of ionic bonds are there. So two conditions. The first condition is that ease of formation of positive or negative ion from the neutral atom. Ease of formation of positive or negative ion from the neutral atom. That is the first point, and second point is that the arrangement of positive or negative ions, that is the crystalline lattice structure. The arrangement of positive or negative ions, that is the lattice structure. So I am coming to the point 2 later. First point, that is ease of formation of positive or negative ion. So if you remember the formation of ionic bond of NaCl, you can see that in case of NaCl the first step is Na minus E forming Na plus, and second is chlorine is gaining electron and forming Cl minus. Next these two are combining forming NaCl. So this electron removal is known as ionization. This step is known as ionization, and the energy required to happen this ionization is known as ionization enthalpy. You just primarily remember the term, you will know what is enthalpy in the thermodynamics chapter. What is enthalpy? Just remember that this removal of electron is known as ionization, and the energy required to remove that electron, the energy that we have to give to neutral sodium atom to remove that electron, is known as ionization enthalpy. And in the next place, the acceptance of this electron, that is known as electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy. Okay. So here we have to give electron to remove that electron, and here we have, after the acceptance of this electron, after accepting this electron, when this electron is accepted by chlorine atom, energy is released, and the energy released by the attachment of this electron to chlorine atom, the energy that is released is known as electron gain enthalpy. So electron gain enthalpy is the release of energy, and ionization enthalpy is the absorbance of energy. Here we have to give energy, and here energy is released. That is the two things. So the condition is of formation of positive or negative ion from the neutral atom. So here the ionization enthalpy should be lower. That means we have to give lower energy to remove the electron. Ease of formation of positive and negative ion. So if it is easy to remove this electron from the neutral sodium atom, then it will be easy to form the ionic bond. So that means if the ionization enthalpy is lower, when the ionization enthalpy is lower, that means we have to give lower amount of energy to remove that electron. So when we have to give lower amount of energy, there is some ease of formation for the positive ion and ease of formation for ionic compound. And in case of this one, negative ion, that is electron gain enthalpy, should be high enough. Electron gain enthalpy should be high enough. That means when electron gain enthalpy is very high, it will easily or quickly accept the electron. It will gain the electron quickly when the electron gain enthalpy is very high. So remember the 2 points. So the first point lies in 2 things. This first point, that is ease of formation of positive and negative ion, that lies in 2 things. That is ionization enthalpy should be lower. That means we have to give lower amount of energy. Ionization enthalpy should be lower, and electron gain enthalpy, that is the energy released after gaining the electron. Energy released by the acceptance of this electron is known as electron gain enthalpy, and that will be of higher amount. Should be lower. Electron gain enthalpy should be higher. So these 2 conditions should be maintained. For the formation of ionic bonds. Next, in case of ionic structure, there is a particular lattice structure. There are some unit cells that combine and form a lattice structure. So every ionic compounds have some particular array of ions, and that is known as lattice structure. So during the formation of that lattice, some energy is released, and that energy is known as lattice energy. So during the formation of lattice, these 2 ions must exist in gaseous state. So sodium plus ion in gaseous state and Cl minus ion in gaseous state. When these 2 ions are combining and forming the sodium chloride NaCl lattice, some energy is released, and that energy is known as lattice energy. Energy released, that is lattice energy. So lattice means actually every ionic substance has some crystalline structure, and in that crystalline structure there are particular array of ions, particular arrangement of array of positive and negative ions, and their crystalline structure or lattice may vary in the arrangement of ions. So every ionic compound has some particular array of ions, or that is known as crystalline structure, and that crystalline structure with particular array of ions is known as lattice. And during the formation of lattice, when these 2 ions combine in their gaseous state, this point is very important, that the ions should combine in their gaseous state. So when they combine in their gaseous state during the formation of the crystalline lattice structure, the energy so released is known as lattice energy. So in the next class we will discuss about the Born-Landry equation and Born-Haber cycle, that explain that how lattice energy depends on the radius or size of the ions, and how to calculate the lattice energy of a particular ionic solid.